So guys, you're scheduled for a shift, right? What keeps you motivated when you were scheduled and maybe you're doing this part-time and you had a really long day at your normal job and you're coming out to you wanted to work the dinner shift, but you had a rough one, right? Or maybe you had a good day, maybe you had a productive day, but now you're feeling like, all right, I could use a nap. I did a lot of good things today. What keeps you motivated to keep your goals in mind? Because even on those good days where you did some good things, you made some good moves, whatever, but you still need to come out and still need to earn, and you still need to see the money at the end of the week. How do you keep that in perspective? How do you keep going with the perspective, the end in mind? For me, I have goals set weekly. I have goals set daily that get me to my weekly goal. It's all in increments. It's hourly too. I have my weekly goal, and then I crunch the numbers, and I said, okay, how many hours do I need to work to hit that goal? And then I chunk that into 4-hour shifts. So, say I need 16 hours in a week. How many shifts do I need? I need 4. Okay? In those 4 hours, I need to make X, whether it be $80 for you, $100 for you, whatever. But you can't lose perspective, because you take that one day off, then all of a sudden you need to squeeze another shift in, or you need to work hours during a time where maybe you're not going to be able to, or you're going to have to switch things around, and you're going to have to struggle, or you're going to have to work extra hours. You're going to have to work more than 4 hours, if that's the way you do it. You're going to have to work 6 hours, and you might not be working in the right hours, like the dinner time. You might be working outside of dinner time, so you're struggling with, you're struggling with the slowness of it. So, how do you stay motivated, and how do you keep that end in mind? How do you keep your goals in mind on a regular basis? Trust me, it's hard. It was especially hard a little while ago for me. I was doing this from the middle of summer last year until around, I would say, mid-October, late October, and then it just occurred to me that I wasn't doing as much at my daytime job. I wasn't putting in as much effort, so I had to kind of switch gears on that and make sure that first things come first. And first things for me was my career. This is just pocket change for me. This is I came out with a goal to get some money saved so me and my family can get a bigger house, and that's what I'm here for. It's a stepping stone to better things for me and my family, and some pocket change. A little bit of an allowance to enjoy things. It definitely comes with its challenges. You're gonna have your times where for whatever reason, whether it be you're just feeling unmotivated, or you see that you're slacking somewhere else in your life. It doesn't have to be a career like it is for me. It could be just you feel like you're losing touch with a significant other, or you feel like you're not giving enough effort to something else in your life. But you have to be able to push through that. You have to be able to give the effort to both. If this is something that's going to get you somewhere, you got to remember what that somewhere is, and why you're doing it. And that will keep you going. That will definitely keep you going. Trust me, there's times, even now, where I'm like, I could skip a shift. And then I'm like, no, I can't. Because anytime I skip a shift, especially early in the week, it comes back to bite me later in the week, because then I'm either, pushing too hard and burning myself out later in the week, or I don't meet my weekly goal and have to kind of make it up the following week. So it becomes, a cycle, and it snowballs. So stay ahead of the game, keep the end in mind, set a goal. That's what it is. Set a goal, for why you're doing this and what you need to accomplish that goal. You need to know why you're doing it and what you need to accomplish what you want. How much money it's going to take you to get there, and then chomp it up. How much is it going to take? How many weeks do I have to get this done? If your goal is like 2 years off, all right, you've got 104 weeks to get this done. If you do this much work every week for the next 104 weeks, you'll get there. And then you chomp it down week by week, shift by shift, hour by hour, and you just follow it. You have to be consistent, you have to be persistent, you have to be determined, and you'll get there. So we're working the 4:30 to 8:30 shift tonight. It's a Monday night. Last few Mondays have been very good to us, even though some of the restaurants that I typically deliver from are closed on Monday nights. We are on both apps right now. It's not even 4:30, it's 4:23, so we got on a little early. I'm going to take my time moving out of my home area into my hotspot. If you don't know what I mean by my hotspot, check out my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe below, and I speak about hotspots and how they're good, how they're bad, and creating your own. I've created my hotspot. It's a little bit outside of my home spot, but my home spot has some restaurants, so I'll camp here for a few minutes and start, slowly, going, stopping until I'm out of my home zone and into my hot zone. I suggest you do the same. Chasing a red spot is futile. It really is. There's a lot of newbies or amateurs out there. You're not one of them because you're here. So you are trying to get better at dashing, and I'm hopefully helping you with that. There's a lot of newbies and amateurs out there that, they turn on, their app, they see the map, and they see a red spot, and they fly to it. They punch in the coordinates, and they fly over to the red spot. By the time they get there, the red spot's no longer red, or it's, inundated with other dashers, and they're, down at the bottom of the queue. So I don't believe in chasing a red. I believe in making your own sweet spots, hot spots, whatever you want to call them. Do it for yourself. You should know your neighborhoods well enough to know where the good restaurants are that you want to take orders from. So make up your own hot spot, and that's where you go. Don't chase the red. I cringe. Seriously, I cringe when peak pay comes up, because everybody gets notified. Even the people that weren't, even the dashers that weren't even thinking about going dashing that night, I feel like they see oh, dollar peak. Oh, maybe I'll dash tonight. So get some more dashers on the road, and that's the intent by Doordash. That's what they want. They want more dashers out there. That's why it's dollar peak pay, because they don't have enough people, and it's busy, and they don't have enough people to satisfy the demand. So therefore, you get the dollar. But then, it's like, okay, well, they needed 50 more dashers, and 200 more dashers come out instead. You understand what I'm saying? So it gets oversaturated, and that hurts the people that were out working that shift in the first place. All right, got our first Doordash request. Mileage is way too high. I think it was 14 miles for $11.75, and it was just taking me way out. So we'll pass on that. Very rare that the first offer is the good one. Usually have to weed through several before I get to anything good, so it's to be expected. That's why I come on a little bit early. That way hopefully I can actually get my shift started when, I had planned to start. Things around here lately really start heating up after 6:30. 6:30 to 8 o'clock is crazy. People definitely seem to be ordering later, whether that's still a side effect of the time change, spring forward. It's been a few weeks now, but, it takes time for people's bodies to adjust. If you're used to eating dinner at 5:30, even 6 o'clock, now your stomach's telling you it's time to eat, more 6:30, 7 o'clock. So that's why I think that, it's been busier later lately. All right, so we've just accepted our first offer. Didn't take too long. 4:35 came in, 5 minutes after our shift started. $7.25 for 4.1 miles. 4 items from Appliables. Not expecting the world. If it's $7.25 straight up, that's fine. It's only 4.1 miles, and it's mostly highway miles as well.
Okay? Are you eating here? Let's go.
Sorry?
Here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Doordash for parent?
Up here.
Have a good one.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.
So just a few minutes wait on that one. 6 minutes to drop off and make our first $7.25, maybe extra. So again, guys, if you're new here, what I do is when I'm about 2 minutes away from my drop off, I turn my other app back on. I keep it on all the way through pickup, then I log off when I'm about 2 minutes from the drop off for my Doordash. I'll turn Uber back on. Likewise with Uber Eats. I'll pause Doordash after I've picked up the Uber Eats order, and then I'll turn it back on when I'm about 2 minutes away from dropping off the Uber Eats. Pretty simple concept. The thing is, though, when you're picking up, I keep it on when I'm picking up, and I'll only take an order that's going the same way. It has to be a long route, along the route, or just past the route in the same direction. All right? You can't be, doing this dirty and picking up an order that's going west and another order that's going east. All right, we just dropped that off, and we made $9.25 on that one. That's a pretty nice surprise. And as we're getting back to the car, $6.75, under 3.9 miles, 9 items to a nice restaurant. So this is looking pretty good. Not sure if it was catering or not. Even though I've been doing this for quite a while now, mistakes still happen. All right, nothing to do with orders, just to do with getting to the restaurant. I wasn't sure if this was the restaurant I was thinking of, so I just followed the directions that Doordash gives me. And it was the restaurant I was thinking of. And it was right around the block from where I just dropped off. So, get to know your restaurants, get to know your areas, where they are. You're still going to have some strange restaurants pop in there that you've never heard of before. Doordash, I don't know. Yeah. No problem. Doordash for Richie?
Okay, it'll be up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you.
Nothing. I was just in the kitchen and they were in the process of having
All right, yeah.
boxes.
It's a big order, so I'm
Yes, it was.
willing to wait. So guys, what would you do if you got a catering order, they brought it out in a huge box that didn't fit in your catering bag? Would you take all the stuff out and put it in your catering bag, or would you just get on your way? I opted for option B. I didn't feel like pulling everything out and throwing it in my catering bag. Let me know what you would do in the comments below. Delivery is literally only 5 minutes away. Had it been like 15 minutes, I would have transferred everything. I think this is the same guy that I just delivered a catering order to the other day from the diner. That would be too funny. It was a $20 tip last time, so we can hope for that again. All right, so $27.50 in our first hour. Not the greatest. That wait hurt us a bit. It was a $15 tip this time. I think he gave 20 last time, but $17.75 was the final total. All right, so I accepted a quick $6.75 under 4 miles. It's for a quick check though. I wouldn't bank on it being much more than that. This should be quick, in and out. I need to get a drink for myself anyway, so it kind of works out. No, in retrospect, I shouldn't have taken that one. I needed a drink, so that was part of the equation, but we're at 34.25, and we're nearly an hour and a half into our shift. That's way off our pace. I just took a Wendy's order, but it was a pretty big one, and it matched the HTI scale. Uber is extra trash tonight. So I've learned with Wendy's in particular, hit arrived at store as soon as you can. They don't start the order until you hit arrived at store. Some restaurants do that. So a little bonus about this is actually taking me back to where I want to be. It's just a personal thing. Like I hate sitting here decline. I go to the area where it's just mostly quality orders, so I don't have to decline all damn day. So a quick $8.25 for that order. Told you guys, Wendy's ain't bad to me. Alright, what is this? $16, 10 miles. All back roads. No guarantee of much extra, if anything extra. I'm gonna have to pass on that one. It stings a little bit. If it was going to the right place, maybe I would have taken that. Alright, 1050, 6.8 miles. One of my favorite restaurants to pick up and deliver from. So we are taking it. It might bring us up to $55, $60. Uber Eats, you are killing me. I just had like a 16-mile, $16 request. I didn't even look at the restaurant. I saw 16. I'm like, hell no. Sandy? Perfect timing. I like it.
There you go.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thoughts, leave it in the comments below about Uber Eats orders. I feel like there are no tweeners. It's either good or bad when it comes to Uber Eats orders. There's no like in between, as in, like with Doordash, sometimes if it's slow or it's on my way, I'll pick up an order saying like, $5.75 for, 2 miles. I'll pick that up. I don't consider that a good order, but I don't feel like there's anything in between for Uber Eats. It's either a good order or a bad order. And there are no great offers. I haven't had any great offers yet, at least not that I could say, it definitively has been great. The most I've gotten is, 2 to 1 dollars to mile ratio on an Uber Eats order. Nothing beyond that. All right, $16 on that one. Only trouble is we got to get out of this spot. I do not like taking or delivering orders in this area. All right, quick update, 58.50 on Doordash. 2 hours and 10 minutes in. Nothing from Uber Eats. All right, just accepted an order from a restaurant that's on my way back to where I'm trying to get to. 6:25. It's going to take me about halfway back to where I want to be. So, worth taking. It's free money along the way. Uber's just been garbage, man. Garbage tonight. One good offer, but it was from a shitty restaurant that I will not do orders from. I will not. I hate myself right now. I always get Five Guys and Smash Burger confused. Five Guys takes forever most of the time. Hopefully we get lucky tonight. So I'm going to take you guys along with me on this one so you can see firsthand how atrocious this usually is.
Now we can go down.
Yeah, number 3. Thank you. How about it? Thomas? Doordash?
Number 7? Yeah, I'll take it.
Meal check over there, please.
What's that?
Meal check.
Milkshakes over there? Thank you. Thank you, you too. All right, so as you can see, that was a nightmare. Always is. For whatever reason, the guy couldn't put fries in a bag. If you'll notice in the video, he pulls the bag off the top of the heating lamp. It wasn't underneath the heating lamp, it was on top of the thing. And he's filling another order, and then he finally gets to this, and all he needed to do was put fries in there. So their burgers and whatever else they got, I think they got a burger and like a chicken sandwich or something, are sitting there just getting cold. 1 cup of fries in the bag, and I had to stand there for 10 minutes. So, needless to say, officially cemented on the blacklist with no hope of ever coming off. There's restaurants that I have on my blacklist that, maybe one day I'll give them another try. Not that one. They're done. Know what's up, man. Know that that bag that you just took off the thing just needs some fries. And he took it off and put it on the counter. and then proceeded to complete another order that he was waiting for to come off the grill, when all he had to do was put some fries in a bag. Come on, man. I've only unassigned 2 offers in the past like 3 weeks, and I've done over 100 deliveries. So I know my completion percentage should be at least 98%, but it's sitting there at 94, or it should be at least 98. Anybody else ever have this issue? Let me know in the comments below. 675.9 miles, and 0.5 of that is to the restaurant. So 4 items. All right, so it's 3 pizzas and 3 house salads, so that could pay pretty well. Good, how you doing? Got a dag. Order for dag slice. It says cheese. Yeah, so I get that quite often when I go to a restaurant. I get complimented by the staff and whatnot for my level of care, you know, with the food, bringing in pizza bags and just taking my time and putting it together nice and neat. And that's, you know, it's nice to hear, but at the same time, it's kind of alarming. You know, it should just be standard practice. And obviously, we've got too many, you know, people out there doing this kind of work that aren't giving a shit, you know, and that's sad. You know, make it you know, give a bad rap to all of us in the process. But, you know, like I said before, if you've watched my previous videos, you know you're not one of those people, because you're here trying to learn and you know, educate yourself and be a better Dasher or Uber Eats driver or whatever. That's why you're here. That's why you're, you know, coming on this journey with me. So I applaud you, and let's keep this going. Let's keep making money and making good names for ourselves. You know, we gotta fight. We gotta fight against that that stigma that some Dashers are giving to us. Yeah, so I knew that one was gonna be good. $11.66 on the tip alone. I think it was like 14 something total. We happy, and they were nice enough to ask. It was handed to me, and they were very nice people. And they were like, "Was that enough a tip?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it." You know, they wanted to make sure that I guess the person that placed the order had left a tip. And then when I told them that they, you know, did, and they were like, "Is it enough?" I'm like, yeah, you're good. I mean, I went down the block. No big deal. We're cool. But thank you so much. Hey, you know, it restores your faith in humanity sometimes when you come across other people that are actually kind like that, you know. So, I mean, one more order and we're right back on pace with $30 an hour. You know, sometimes it just takes a good order or two to kind of make up for the slowness of the rest of the shift. I mean, I wouldn't say we're slow. You know, we're $20 an hour right now for our entire shift. If we got no more orders the rest of the night, you know, we would have made $20 an hour. So I'm not complaining. That used to be my high water mark. Now that's my low water mark. And we're pretty much there already, and we have an hour and 15 minutes left on our shift. So I'm sitting here like a dumbass with just Doordash on. Totally forgot to put Uber Eats back on. Maybe that's because Uber Eats hasn't sent me a decent offer the entire night. But you know, still like to have them on just for backup. Maybe they'll finally, you know, toss something my way at some point tonight. You know, I actually wouldn't mind, you know, a $20, you know, 10 miler right now. You know, that would put us over $100, and you know, we could try to pick something up along the way back, like we usually do. You know, it's happened quite a few times where I'll take that bigger order towards the end of the night, takes us out, and then kind of daisy chain some orders back home, and wind up making $120, $130. And again, I've spoken about this before, so I'm sorry guys if I sound like a broken record, but you know, when my area turns red, that's when I get nothing. When it's white, that's when I get my orders. I'm in my hotspot. I'm not in a hotspot. This goes red, you know, from here on occasion this goes red, but not usually. If it goes red, it'll go red for a 10-minute block, and then it'll go back to white, and back and forth. It doesn't usually stay red. But anytime it does go red, nada. See, it's so bad when it goes red for me that I'm leaving this area. I'm going to go to another little hot, sweet spot that I don't mind dashing from. Not my favorite, but when my area goes red, it's dead. Red is dead. There you go. I don't know if I was lucky or what the deal is, but Uber Eats orders are just trash. I just declined like 7 in a row. And it's just like the worst of it's right there. I think I had one worse earlier. I might have also taken a screenshot of that and put it on the screen earlier. But that's terrible. $4 for 10.5 miles or 10.8 miles, whatever it was. No. Like, who is taking this garbage? I definitely have to weed through some terrible orders in this spot to get to the good ones. Guys, who is taking orders on Uber Eats 10 miles for $5? So is there like a large portion of Uber Eats customers that do tip afterwards, and maybe some of these orders do pay out? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, because maybe I'm missing something. But when the miles are twice what the dollars are showing, I ain't doing it. The truth is, and I know a lot of people don't know this, tips are supposed to be in advance. The acronym TIP is to ensure promptness. You don't have to tip in advance, but that's like actually the way it was supposed to be. You encourage your server or your delivery driver, in our instance, to go that extra mile. When I see an Uber Eats order come in at $5 and it wants me to drive 10 miles, you're not encouraging me to want to take your order. Alright, so if there's any customers out there, make sure you put your tip on beforehand. Alright, just took an order. It was saying like 0.9 miles, $6.75, and a lot of the drive was to the restaurant. So this has got to be going around the block. Free money basically. If it's any more than $6.75, it'd be nice. But even if it's just $6.75, it's great. Only issue we might have, this restaurant could be a little bit slow coming out. Not all the time, but some of the times. How are you? Lucy, yes.
Just need your signature.
Alright, no problem. Alright.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Good night, you too.
So the Doordash mileage on this one absolutely was off. It was like it said 0.9 miles over, like half a mile from the restaurant, and it's saying 0.7 miles to the delivery. So not by much, nothing egregious, but like, quarter to half a mile difference. It's not right around the block. It's a 2-minute drop off. Hey, my completion rate finally went up above 95%. All right, not the greatest, offer in the world here. 0.7 miles for $5.75. I mean, it's literally down the road.
I'm gonna take it.
How are you? I got a Doordash for Adam.
Yeah, it's still very big. It's not, should be out.
All right.
20 minutes later.
Not cool. My shift's done after this. So, based on our old standards, not a bad night. 92.16. Based on our new standards, pretty crappy night. But it is what it is. I anticipate still having nights like this. We've pushed our ceiling or our floor $20 up. But I'm just gonna cruise back through my home area, because that's where I am now. That's one nice part about it is, I'm in my home area now, so I don't have to drive home too far. I haven't looked at grid-wise yet, but I'm assuming I only put like 40 miles on. But, not a terrible night. I'm not going to be disappointed about it. We're $7 and, 84 cents short of $100.